Live in Zoom and Facebook. So welcome to our webinar, how to start an e-commerce or dropshipping business through Estonian company by using e-residency. We have today Tõnis from one office and Leon from Payoneer presenting for us. But first of all, I am going to do intro for this webinar as well. First of all, some organizational notes. Please do add your questions to the Q&A session in the Zoom. We do have the chat option there as well, but please do add your questions to the Q&A. The second thing is that we are going to cover Q&A after the presentations. So first of all, I will do the small intro about e-residency, then Tõnis will talk about how to set up a company, and then Leon will talk about payment processing and receiving and sending payments. So welcome all. This is already, this is actually a really nice webinar series we are having at the moment by e-residency for all the people who are interested in our topics. So I will recommend you to join us again also tomorrow and some other webinars in the end of April and the beginning of May. So I will start. So yes, I can imagine that not all of you are familiar with the concept of e-residency. So I will give a short overview what is e-residency and how to apply, and then the other presenters will go into more detail. So e-residency is Estonian way of facilitating clever business models and smart business. So it's an Estonia government issued digital identity that, or like a status that enables to start a company fully online. It will be an EU-based company registered in Estonia that will enable you to basically run everything smoothly online. What I would love to point out is that e-residency, though, is not a residency or living permit or visa or citizenship. It's a digital identity that enables you to make business through your Estonian company. So far, we have over 68,000 e-residents that have created 30,000 companies, which is quite a nice number, though. And the number is growing, and people are still very interested in doing business in Estonia. So what is the main motivation? Why do people actually start applying for e-residency and running Estonian company? Well, it is a location-independent business, as it's possible to run your business online, do all the necessary declarations and everything that's connected to the Estonian state. You can do everything online, sign your documents and contracts, for example, digitally. So startups, digital businesses, also e-commerce companies are really interested usually to start operating as e-residency companies. We are also welcoming digital nomads and freelancers and people who are working remotely to enable to do their global business. And also one nice segment of people who are usually benefiting for being e-resident is are the entrepreneurs who are planning to expand their business to EU market, and doing it through Estonian company does make sense. In addition to running the company itself and doing all the necessary administrative tasks online, sign everything digitally, it's also secure to use Estonian public and private services. So it's combined so that you can always do everything you need in a minute or so. And also we can say that E-Residency is already a community. There are, out of those 68,000 e-residents, quite many of them are nowadays also having quite tight communication with each other. They are quite often considered as friends, we may say. They also have close business connections now. So it's entrepreneurial minded people who are usually joining E-Residency community, and they also benefit from being in the community itself. So a quick overview, how does one can apply for E-Residency? First of all, we strongly recommend to go to E-Residency website and read through all the necessary documentation, necessary guidelines, how to start and what are the expectations. But first of all, you need to gather your documents for your application. This is an online application. This is the only way you can do it. You do your online application. You need to pay a state fee, which is 100 euros plus some additional fees may apply depending on what will be the pickup location of your E-Residency card. Now then, after that, Estonian Police Border Guard will conduct a background check, or a necessary approval is given by them, so that after that, your E-Residency card will be sent to the embassy or pickup location you chose. I will talk about pickup locations in current coronavirus situation a bit later, but when you are applying, you are choosing one specific Estonian embassy or third-party pickup location where do you actually can pick up your ID card and give your fingerprints. And then when you have your ID card, you just need to install your ID card software, log in and start using all the services, including establishing a company. Now, company establishment has basically also a few steps. Tõnis will also cover it as well a bit, but first of all, we usually recommend e-residents who want to start a company to start from E-Residency Marketplace, which is a selection of service providers that has good partnerships with us, and we know that their quality of services is high. So we recommend you to visit Marketplace and find a service provider with whom to start the company. According to Estonian law, you need to have local address and legal address and contact person. So that if Estonian state, for example, needs to contact you and send you a usual traditional letter, which is not happening very often, but sometimes, then this legal address and the contact person are responsible to receiving it and handing it over to you. So first of all, yeah, you should choose a service provider, and then starting registering your company. You can do it in cooperation with them. State fee for starting a company is 190 euros. A couple of things we'd like to say is that, first of all, in Estonia, there is a minimum share capital of 2,500 euros, but it can be deferred so that you don't have to pay it at once. You can do it in steps or smaller portions until you definitely need to pay your share capital when you want to take out, for example, dividends, pay yourself dividends from your company. Then before that, you need to have your share capital in the company. But this 2,500 euros, it's not like blocked in some anonymous account. You can use this money to improve and develop your company. And then in some cases, you may need a special license for operating in Estonia or in international market as well, because there are EU-wide rules for most of the licensing. So please do check esti.ee whether your business service needs a special license or not. For example, financial services, tour operators, and so on need a special license for operating. Now, a few updates about the COVID-19 situation. It is still possible to apply for e-residency currently, and the Estonian Police and Border Guard is still processing the applications and everything is working. And also your e-residency card will be sent to the pickup location you chose. However, there may be limitations in getting your card actually currently. In general, Estonian embassies and the pickup locations are opened, but office hours may be limited and they are not working every day. So definitely, if you are going to apply for e-residency and want to pick up your card, then you definitely need to agree an appointment before picking up the card, so that the embassy can actually confirm that on specific date and time they are available for you. Now, if you already have applied for e-residency and your card is somewhere in the embassy kind of stuck, as you may not be able to travel to the embassy, there is usually a limited time how many months embassy will keep your card there. So if this time is going to expire soon, it is still possible now, because of the situation, to extend your e-residency card pickup period up to 6 months. But for that, please contact directly to the embassy where you are supposed to pick up your card. And of course, third thing, you may not be actually allowed to travel to the embassy currently, which is sad, but necessary to stop the virus. So please do follow the rules that are in place in your home country. And also we expect you to stay home and not come to the embassy if you are experiencing any symptoms or you are feeling ill. And webinars. Today's webinar is not the only one. We have had already many of them, and soon there are more coming. So what I would recommend you, as today's topic is about e-commerce and online shopping, then tomorrow at 2 p.m. we have another webinar with Vogue, which is an Estonian web shop platform, e-commerce platform. You can learn how to build your own online store by using Vogue. And then if you are interested in webinars that have already taken place, then you can watch the recordings from E-Residency YouTube channel. And if you are more interested in webinars that are coming and you want to experience them live, then please do check out our upcoming webinars and register to them at the E-Residency website event calendar. As I mentioned, tomorrow we have an online store building webinar, and next week, for example, a webinar about main tax related questions that e-residents are usually asking. And there are also some country and language specific webinars coming in a few weeks. So yeah, and if you are interested in digging deeper and actually getting to know more details, then we strongly recommend you to visit our knowledge base and read more there. There are a lot of questions answered about taxation, business banking, company formation, etc. Then you are recommended to join E-Residents of Estonia Facebook group, where all the current, quite many current E-Residents are members, as well as the ones who are planning to be. And then for getting some inspiration, we recommend you to read our Medium blog, where there are a lot of use cases or stories about the E-Residents who have started and developed their company through e-residency. So that was the introduction by me. And now I will hand over the mic to Tõnis, who will talk about how to actually start a dropshipping company or e-commerce company. And just would love to remind you that please do use Q&A section for asking questions that we are going to answer after the presentations.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and also I hope the audio works. I just turned on the microphone, so I hope it works. I will now start sharing my screen and my presentation. I hope you can see it. I hope everything works. Once more, thank you for giving us the opportunity to give this presentation. My name is Tõnis. I'm representing a company in Estonia called One Office Group. And this will be my presentation how E-Residency and One Office can help you to do the e-commerce business. But to be more specific, I actually go into more detail how to do it on Amazon FBA platform. But a lot of the things also apply for e-commerce in general. So in the questions and answers section, please ask questions if you have something about this specific. So a little bit about the One Office Group. We provide various kind of business services, for example, company formation, accounting services, legal address and contact person service, like Raimo already mentioned, which is necessary. Also legal services, for example, tax consultations, legal consultations, drafting different kind of contracts. So whatever is your imagination, you can ask about legal services as well. One Office actually has branches or offices outside of Estonia also. So we are covered in Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Also Nordic countries like Sweden and Finland are represented. And we also have an office in United Kingdom. So all of the 6 countries are covered. And we have 4,300 companies as clients in these 6 countries. And they are from 80 different countries, so really international interest for our services. And we also employ over 50 specialists to take care of our clients and the work that we do. So this is a brief introduction about One Office. And I will now go into the introduction of doing e-commerce business. As mentioned before, there are obviously other e-commerce platforms other than Amazon. There's also Shopify, WooCommerce, Etsy. You can also do it from your own website. So a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about do relate to those, but I would like to go into more detail about this Amazon FBA, as this is maybe the biggest platform there is. And specifically, we're going to focus on UK and German marketplaces. Although Amazon also covers France, Spain, and Italy. So I will also go over the main problems that you might face and what is the solutions. Also briefly, I will go over e-residency and how you can use it to open your business. Although again, Raimo introduced it and how it works, but still just a brief overview. And then finally, we will arrive at the One Office for Amazon package, which is the solution for Amazon. So what are the main problems? The main problem usually is the amount of paperwork and bureaucracy involved with creating a company and actually managing it. So e-residency in itself already limits that bureaucracy. Opening the company is fast. You just have to get the card and you are already halfway there. So the paperwork and bureaucracy is really cut short, and the time frames that we are working on are also really fast. It will save you time and money therefore. Also, a lot of countries in EU and mostly around the world have rules against doing the dropshipping business or e-commerce business as a private person. So you will need a legal entity to do that business. And One Office can establish you that company in Estonia, which is EU member state, and therefore you can do the business that you want to do. Also, if you want to do the business in EU, the end customer might be more favorable if you have a EU presence, your company is more credible. So this can be also one argument that is in favor of Estonia. Some clients have often mentioned, especially in India and South Korea, it's a quite specific problem. But in those countries, for example, you cannot sell, receive, or store foreign revenues on the bank account. They have to convert them to their local currency, which is a problem. So again, Estonian company with an Payoneer bank account will solve that. And last but not least, it's the VAT issues and accounting issues directly related to the Amazon package. So what is the solution? The solution could be one office for Amazon package, which gives you an Estonian company via E-Residency. Estonian company, as many times I've repeated, is an EU company, so you can do the business in European Union. The package also includes Payoneer banking account, VAT registration, and the necessary reporting on that VAT. And finally, we will also be able to open you the Amazon account. And why is this good for Amazon business or for dropshipping is that you can actually focus on finding the end customer, doing the marketing, doing the sales, and the business side, the administrative side is taken care of by one office, everything related to your company. So let me now go step by step what is actually included in the package and how e-commerce might work for you and how we can assist you. So e-residency, already we got an introduction about it and that is good. So you have this digital ID which is issued by the government, and you can basically sign documents with this ID. You also have an access to different online services, and one of them is the business registry. So you have access there. We draft the documents to open the company, and you use the e-residency card to actually sign the documents. And once the documents have been signed, we have to wait for the approval of the registry, and the company is registered. And then you actually start to manage your location independent business. And it will take about 1 or 2 days to open the company. So you already save a lot of time, and therefore you can save a lot of money as well. Although I have to mention, and I'm also mentioned that you have to actually get physically the card. You have to pick it up from the closest embassy perhaps, or what is most convenient for you. So you have to pick up the card. That will be the part where you have to wait a little bit. Now, we have established you the Estonian company with an EU presence. In order to be able to sell in Amazon, specifically Amazon, you have to get registered for a VAT number in the country where you want to sell. So one office covers German and UK marketplaces. As mentioned before, there is also France, Italy, and Spain. But we will focus on German and UK markets because these are the biggest ones. And in our experience, it's even best to start with only one market just to set everything up. And once everything is set up, you can gradually expand to other marketplaces as well. And e-commerce sellers can do the same. Perhaps some platforms like Shopify might want to ask you to register for a VAT number also. So from your service provider, you can ask that service. Once you have a VAT number, in most countries, also in UK and Germany, you have to start reporting that VAT. And for that, you need accounting expert. So we'll set up your profile in our accounting software, and we will do the related VAT reporting to actually keep the number. Because once you lose the number, Amazon automatically will stop your sales, and you cannot sell on Amazon until you have reinstated the VAT number. So it's really important to keep it. And related to accounting fees, we can offer our clients fixed prices because the accounting is based on Amazon sales reports, which you can access. And this means that you don't have to worry about increasing prices if your customer base is increasing or your turnover is increasing. You still have the same fixed price that we agreed upon, and therefore you don't have to worry that the overhead is going too big. And maybe the final part about accounting and VAT registration to mention is that every Estonian company has to submit an annual report once a year. If you're an accounting client, then the annual report will be taken care of as well. Simultaneously with the VAT registration, the company has actually been created already. You have the company. We are now handling the VAT registration. At the same time, your company can now apply for a bank account. And for that, we recommend Payoneer. Payoneer has multiple currency accounts. You can order a card, do many transfers, different kind of transfers with the bank account. And Leon will definitely go into more detail what they can offer you and what kind of solutions they have. Especially for e-commerce sellers. So please do wait for his presentation as well. And this now brings me to the last step of the Amazon solution and e-commerce solution. We have opened you the company, you have e-residency card, you have VAT registered either in UK or Germany, and now we are ready to open you the Amazon account. Once the account is opened, it usually takes 3 or 4 days. Depends on their lines as well. But once the account is opened, you ship your goods to Amazon warehouses, and you can immediately start selling. This is really the last step. And there are some restrictions that Amazon puts on their sellers. If you are interested in the service, then of course the first thing that we make sure is that you are on the Amazon approved seller list, so you would be able to sell on that platform. But yeah, this is more like a minor detail that if you want to do it, then we will make sure that you can do it. And maybe also I would go over, as Raimo said, actually, this solution is good for everybody, as E-Residency and the Estonian company is already so good product. And adding Amazon on top of that, then it would be really appealing for example, manufacturers who don't have their own distribution chains available in EU or at all. So they can open an EU entity in Estonia, and they can actually reach the end consumer directly through the Amazon platform, which is quite brilliant. Also, there are companies that are interested in expanding the EU market, which means that they maybe have their own domestic e-commerce platform, or everything is set up there, for example, in India or China or United States for that matter. So if they want to expand to EU, then we can establish the EU entity and then onboard them to the Amazon platform so they could sell here as well. And then, of course, traders, importers, exporters who are already in this business, but maybe want to reach the end client directly. They don't want to sell their goods to the retailer. They want to reach the end customer via the Amazon platform or some other e-commerce platform. Then this solution would work for them as well. And of course, there are many other categories that I could add here, and if you feel left out, then in questions and answers, go ahead, ask about your specific situation and what we can do for you, and if anything that I said here applies for you as well. So what happens next? If you're interested, go to One Office landing page for Amazon. Please do read through the information. There is a lot of that, but we have a live chat option there, so you can ask questions in real time during the work hours. So please do visit the page. The general steps are, you need to apply for e-residency. This takes 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the pickup location. Then we establish the company. And simultaneously, Payoneer bank account is opened, and we also handle the VAT registration in UK or Germany. And once these 4 steps have been done, then we can move on to the final step and start open the Amazon account and also start with your accounting. So it's actually quite simple if you summarize everything up. Of course, there are a lot of details, a lot of custom solutions and questions you might want to ask. So I'm really looking forward to those questions. And please also make a screenshot or write down this coupon code. It's valid until the end of April, and you can get many different discounts with this coupon. For example, you can get 50 euros off from the package itself. Payoneer has chipped in with their special offer in this with this coupon as well. So Leon will talk about their special offer. And also you can get free accounting consultation, which I also highly recommend if you have VAT questions, invoicing questions. So this will all be very useful for you in the future. And I hope I managed to do it in the right time. I do look forward to your questions. Please contact me. We can schedule a call. Please visit the landing page, open live chat, write us. And then thank you so much for participating. I hope you learned something beneficial and good for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Tõnis. I have some questions already.
Yes.
In addition to, well, first of all, I will ask this question. Do you have any specific restrictions about geography? Why, like, I mean, are there any regional restrictions for your service?
These regional restrictions are implemented actually by EU. So there is KYC process that we have to follow, of course, and we try to follow we will follow the law, of course. And this means that at this time, one office does not have enough resources to handle clients from high-risk countries. We follow this is Financial Action and Task Force webpage, which updates and maintains the list of high-risk countries. If you are from that country, then unfortunately at this moment we cannot provide services to you. But time has shown, for example, Serbia was in that list, I think 6 months ago. Now it's not there. Now Albania is there, although 2 months ago I think it was not there. So this is the only limitation for one office regarding the regions. Also one limitation, another limitation can be if your business, of course, is illegal or not favorable with our public image, then we can decline as well. But this is always more like a negotiation topic. So we always ask our clients what kind of business they do and where are they from. So this is the main things that we differentiate who we can provide our services to.
Mm-hmm. You also mentioned quite many times VAT registration. Do you help also with calculating the VAT?
Yes, yes. So this concrete offer or the Amazon solution includes also the accounting, and the accounting includes VAT reporting. This means we will review your expenses and your sales and do the related VAT reporting on that, be it in Germany or in the United Kingdom. So both countries can be covered. And this falls under the category of just regular accounting, and this will be covered.
How different is the process for those e-residents who would like to open up, for example, their own online store or to use some other e-commerce environments like maybe Shopify? Mm-hmm. Do you help with that one as well? And how different is the process for them in these cases?
Yes, we do help. And we actually have clients who do Shopify. This I know for sure. I've also seen some clients who do Etsy, but we really don't know how successful they are in that. And there are definitely clients who do their own website. But these clients usually quite often rely on themselves. So what they do is that they ask our help for the address and for the company creation and perhaps the annual report once a year. But all of the other things they do themselves. So these clients, I've not seen that they need VAT registration. So I assume that Shopify maybe does not need that. They don't have that requirement. I might be wrong. Also, if they have their own website, then there is the VAT rule that if you sell over a certain amount of goods, only then you have to apply for the VAT number. So these clients might not reach that threshold, so they might not need the regular accounting as our Amazon clients do need. Because the VAT requirement is from Amazon. It's not from one office or from a German country or UK country. It's from Amazon that if you want to sell on this platform, you have to apply. And this is why we perhaps have not so well understanding with other e-commerce platforms is that what do they demand from the client, from their seller? Do they demand a VAT number? do they demand it in the destination country or where the company is registered? But essentially, if you need something like that, if you, for example, want to do Shopify, you contact Shopify first, you ask what are their requirements, and with the service provider, for example, with us, you also communicate that I have to fill these requirements, can you help us? And mostly we can, so definitely it's worth a shot.
Okay. So thank you, Tõnis. I think more questions are coming in later. So I think
Hopefully.
now we switch to Leon. Could you please also stop sharing your screens? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for visiting this webinar. Hope all of you stay healthy, stay home, and move on through this period successfully. Do you hear me well, Raimo? Okay,
Yes.
so let me share my screen. 1 second. Okay, so do you see the full screen presentation right now?
Yes, everything works perfectly well.
Okay, great. So let's start. Tõnis, Raimo, thanks a lot for your amazing presentations. So I'll finish this webinar with presentation about Payoneer. So today we are talking about how to launch an e-commerce business using Estonian company. And doesn't matter actually what kind of e-commerce are you doing. This might be like FBA or FBM selling on Amazon. You can be a dropshipper from China or between European and UK marketplaces. You can have your own website on Shopify or WooCommerce. Actually, doesn't matter. Whatever model you choose, you need to have European company, and you need to have some kind of bank account or financial solution to receive payments. So as we just heard from Raimo and from Tõnis, now it's super easy to establish Estonian legal entity, Estonian company. Doesn't matter where in the world you live. You can apply for e-resident status and using help of one office, very easily open your Estonian company. But usually if you don't live in Estonia, if you don't have real office and employees in Estonia, it is now very, very difficult to open bank account in Estonia for your Estonian company. So this is where Payoneer actually comes to help. And in this presentation, I'll explain how you can use Payoneer payment services, Payoneer cross-border payment services, to cover all the needs, all the payment needs of your e-commerce, of your global e-commerce business. So let's start. A couple of words about what is Payoneer. So Payoneer is a cross-border payment platform, and we focus on cross-border B2B payments. We are on the market since 2005, so like 15 years old company, not a startup anymore. We operate all over the world, like 200 plus countries, and we have offices in 17 countries. Our headquarters is in the US, in New York, and right now over 1,500 employees all over the world in these 17 global offices. These are offices in Europe, in China, in Southeast Asia, Ukraine, so we really cover all the world. So what is Payoneer? Payoneer allows you to easily receive payments from abroad, from global marketplaces, or directly from your global customers, and disperse these payments to your subcontractors, service providers, other types of counterparties all over the world, or withdraw to your local bank. So few ways how you can receive funds to Payoneer. First, and this is the most important for Amazon sellers, Payoneer partners with the most popular top global marketplaces. This is e-commerce marketplaces like Amazon, Wish, Lazada, Cdiscount, Walmart. These are freelance marketplaces like Upwork, Fiverr, and others. These are vacation rental marketplaces like Airbnb. So all these huge, well-known marketplaces, they use Payoneer to disperse payments to their users all over the world. So for example, Amazon, they use Payoneer mass payout services to pay their third-party sellers all over the world. So Payoneer for e-commerce sellers is a solution to receive payments from Amazon US, from Amazon UK, Amazon Canada, Australia, all European Amazon marketplaces in Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and from Amazon UK, of course. Besides that, we provide our users with receiving bank details that they can use to receive global bank transfers as easy as local bank transfers. Also, it's possible to receive B2B payments with credit cards and receive payments from other Payoneer accounts. But let's speak about everything in more details. So here on this slide, you can see our a selection of just few of our main mass payout platforms. So all these companies, all these marketplaces that you now see on your screen, they pay their users through Payoneer. So if you look at this row, this column third from the right, e-commerce marketplaces, you see that like top world marketplaces just pay their third-party sellers through Payoneer. So besides that, besides e-commerce marketplaces, some of our mass payout partners, they are checkout solutions. So you can also use Payoneer to withdraw funds from checkout platforms like Stripe, like To-Checkout, like PayPal. So I'll speak about this in a minute. Global payment services this is Payoneer, one of Payoneer main value proposition for our users, including e-commerce sellers. So as I said, it's pretty difficult to open a European bank account for your Estonian company if you don't physically live in Estonia. So instead of opening bank account, instead of trying to open bank account, you can open Payoneer account for your Estonian company. And once you open it, we provide your company with unique receiving bank details in different currencies. So with one Payoneer account, you get a European SEPA bank account in euro. You get US bank account in American bank in USD. This is ACH bank account. Also, you get bank account receiving bank details of account in UK bank in British pounds, and also you get bank account in Australian dollars in Australian bank, and you get bank account in Canadian dollars in Canadian bank. So each Payoneer user gets unique receiving bank details, and you can use these bank details to receive bank transfers from all over the world. For example, if you need to receive payments from Amazon UK, if you already have Amazon account, Amazon seller account, you know that you need to provide Amazon with your local bank account that Amazon can send you payments to. For example, if you sell on Amazon UK, you need to provide Amazon with account in British pounds in UK bank. If you sell on Amazon France or Germany or Spain, you need to provide Amazon with a European bank account in euro. You cannot, for example, if you're located, I don't know, in Ukraine, you cannot just give Amazon your USD bank account in Ukrainian bank. Amazon would not send cross-border SWIFT payment to this bank account. You need to provide Amazon with a local bank account opened in the bank of the country where the marketplace is. So for Amazon Europe, this needs to be a bank account in European bank. For Amazon UK, this needs to be a bank account in UK bank. So these bank details, this is what you receive from Payoneer. You can log into your Payoneer account, go to Global Payment Service section. From there, copy your bank details in euro or bank details in GBP, and just fill these details in, fill it in your Amazon Seller Central. And that's it. Amazon will send your earnings to this bank details, and you will receive funds to Payoneer, to your Payoneer account. On this slide, you can see how our bank details look inside the account. Also here you see bank details in euro and bank details in USD. So in euro, this is SEPA. SEPA is in Europe banking protocol. In US, this is ACH. This is domestic US banking protocol. One more thing I wanted to add here. For example, if you don't sell on Amazon, if you have your own store on Shopify, in this case, you need to receive B2C payments from your customer. So you need to provide them with a solution how they can pay on your website with a credit card. So this is something Payoneer does not have right now. We are working on this, and I hope some nearest future we will have these capabilities as well. But right now we don't have checkout, we don't have a gateway platform, so we cannot provide you with a solution to accept credit card payments, B2C credit card payments on your website. For this purpose, you need to use so-called checkout platforms. Most known of them are Stripe, PayPal, to checkout. So you need to use them to receive credit card payments, but all these checkout platforms have one common thing. After you receive payments to this platform, you need to withdraw this money, you need to withdraw these funds to your bank account. And for example, let's take Ukrainian example again. If you are a seller from Ukraine and you have your Shopify store and you sell in the US or you sell in UK or in Europe, so let's say you use Stripe or you use PayPal to receive payments from credit card of your customers. After you receive these payments to this checkout platform, you cannot withdraw these payments to Ukrainian bank account because neither Stripe nor PayPal nor to checkout, they don't pay SWIFT to Ukraine. But what you can do, again, you can open Payoneer account, you get bank details of SEPA bank account, European bank account in euro. You provide these bank details to Stripe or to PayPal, and you withdraw received funds from Stripe or from PayPal to this SEPA bank details. So again, you receive funds from checkout platform to Payoneer, and then you can withdraw them to your local bank account. So we can provide solution for sellers who sell on marketplaces, and we can provide solutions for sellers who sell on their own store. Also, I wanted to say that we have two types of mass payout partners. For example, in Amazon, in Stripe, you need to go to Payoneer account, copy your bank details in euro or in USD, depending on what you need. Then you need to go to Amazon Seller Central and insert these bank details. So this is so-called not integrated partner of Payoneer. But for example, if we take to checkout is also a gateway platform, and to checkout is our integrated partner. So this means that if you want to withdraw funds from to checkout to Payoneer, you go to your to checkout personal account, go to withdrawal section, and then you click that you want to withdraw funds to your Payoneer account. Inside to checkout, you log into your Payoneer account, and that's it. Since then, you receive withdrawals from to checkout to your Payoneer account. Okay, so this was about receiving funds, about usage of the funds. There are a few ways what you can do with the funds after you receive them to your Payoneer account. First of all, you can withdraw them to a bank account, any bank account in any country. So this can be a bank account of your company in any country, or this can be a private bank account of one of company owners, beneficiaries, CEO, or something like that. So from Payoneer, you can withdraw both to company bank account or to private bank accounts. Or if, for example, the company has an owner and this owner has a bank account of private entrepreneur in his home country, it's possible to withdraw to that bank account of private entrepreneur, doesn't matter. So any bank account, any country, USD, Euro, or in some countries, for example, in Russia, you can withdraw to in your local currency. In Ukraine, you can withdraw in your local currency. In some countries, you can withdraw only to local bank accounts in USD or Euro. So this is first option, what you can do with the funds. Second option, you can order in most of the countries, you can order Payoneer MasterCard. This is a card connected to your Payoneer balance. By the way, you have few Payoneer balances. So you have one balance in USD, and on this balance you receive all your earnings in USD. You have Euro balance. On this balance you receive all your earnings in Euro. You have GBP balance, Canadian dollars, and Australian dollars. So for each of these balances, you can order Payoneer MasterCard, one card for one balance. So what you can do with this card, actually anything what you can do with a regular MasterCard. You can make online purchases, you can make offline purchases, you can withdraw funds from any ATM in the world. So for your business, you can make all your business related spendings using this card. For example, if you make online ads on Facebook or on Google, you can pay for these ads from your Payoneer MasterCard that is connected to your Payoneer balance. And the last but not least, you can pay your suppliers, service providers, subcontractors anywhere in the world, globally. So for Amazon sellers who manufacture their goods in China or who do drop shipping and order, let's say on AliExpress or directly from Chinese suppliers, this is a very popular way of using funds. There are two options. You can pay from your Payoneer balance to bank accounts of your suppliers or to their Payoneer accounts. If you pay to their Payoneer accounts, this payment is free of charge, so you can save a lot of transaction costs here. So here on this slide, you see how this section looks like on Payoneer. So when you go to the section Make a Payment, you can choose if you pay your supplier to their Payoneer account. In this case, the payment is free and the payment is instant. So your supplier instantly receives the payment. This is very good also for dropshipping business. Or if your supplier doesn't have Payoneer account, you can pay to your supplier's bank details. Also inside the account, there is a currency exchange option. So this is important. For example, if you sell on Amazon Germany and Amazon UK, let's say, and right now you need to pay your VAT obligations in euro in Germany, in euro. But you don't have funds right now on your euro balances, but you just received payment from Amazon UK. You received your earnings from Amazon UK. But you need euro, so you convert inside the account from GBP to euro, and you pay your VAT obligations. This is very, very convenient. Or another use case, you received your earnings from Amazon Germany in euro, and right now you need to order from your supplier on Alibaba, for example, and you need to pay this supplier in USD. So you convert your euro earnings into USD and pay your supplier, for example, to their Payoneer account. In this currency exchange feature, we use mid-market FX rate that you can find on xe.com or on Raters. And upon that, we take commission of 0.5%. And just a few more slides. I wanted to focus more on what are the benefits of Payoneer specifically for e-commerce sellers. So there are a few features that we have designed and launched especially for Amazon sellers. First is Amazon Store Manager. So if you have different stores on Amazon, let's say on different marketplaces, or on the same marketplace, you have several seller accounts, you can unite all them in your Store Manager, so you can view your earnings from all your stores in one place. You can get aggregated reports across all your Amazon stores, and not only Amazon, also other marketplaces. So this is really very convenient. VAT payments, I'll talk about this a little bit later, and paying to your suppliers. So going back to store managers, what are the benefits of connecting all your stores to the store managers besides having all information in one place? If, for example, you created new Amazon account, Amazon seller account, new store. For this new store, you need to have separate new bank details. Let's say you need euro bank details, you need separate bank details, something that you haven't used before. So in just few clicks using Store Manager, you can get new bank details, for example, in euro or in USD. So in each currency, USD, euro, and GBP, we can provide you up to 50 sets of bank details. So this is very convenient. You don't have only one, let's say, SEPA bank details. You can get second ones, third one, fourth one, whatever, and whatever you need based on your needs. Also, when you open Amazon Seller Central account, Amazon asks you to provide them with a bank statement. So you provide them with the bank details that you want Amazon to use to pay you. And Amazon asks you to provide a bank statement to confirm that you really own this bank account, that these bank details are really yours. So using the Store Manager, there are two options how you can get this bank statement from Payoneer. First, if you don't have Store Manager connected, you need to contact Payoneer support through our standard support channels. Sometimes they don't reply immediately, so you might need to wait for some time, so not the best option. But the best option is to do it through Store Manager. This is automated flow. You enter the name of your store that you want to provide to Amazon, and we automatically prepare for you a bank statement with the store name that you need and your receiving bank details. So this is super convenient. And sometimes we have some limited offers for different groups of e-commerce sellers. So in order to check your eligibility, you need to have all your stores connected to Store Manager. Okay, so second special feature for Amazon sellers and generally e-commerce sellers that use Payoneer is ability to pay VAT obligations free of charge. This is very important and this is very convenient. So without this feature, our users, what they had to do, they had to withdraw funds from Payoneer to their local bank account and lose some transaction fees, FX conversion fees. Then they need to exchange the funds to the currency they need to pay VAT obligations. And then they need to execute the transaction and pay VAT obligations and also lose some transaction costs on this. So what we did, we simplified this process, and now sellers can save up to 5% because they don't need to withdraw funds from Payoneer account in order to pay VAT obligations. You receive funds from Amazon, UK or Germany, France, Italy, whatever. You convert them to the currency you need to pay VAT obligations, and you pay VAT obligations right from your Payoneer balance. There is a special section for VAT payment in our My Account. You can find it by following this link, vat.payoneer.com. So this is super easy, and this really can save you can help you to save on some costs, on some transactions and FX costs. These, by the way, are the countries where you can pay VAT from your Payoneer balance, and we always try to expand this list and add new countries. About paying your suppliers, we already actually discussed this. So again, I want to focus your attention that if your supplier also uses Payoneer, if your supplier has Payoneer accounts, you can really save a lot of money on transaction costs, because like if you order a lot from China, you make many transactions, and for each of these transactions you pay, let's say, $50 or $60 of corresponding fee if you make a SWIFT. And you make like few transactions like this per month. If you use instead you use Payoneer and make free of charge payments, this can really help you to save a lot of money. By the way, if your supplier does not use Payoneer, you can follow this link on this slide. By the way, I think you will get all these presentations in a follow-up email, so you can use this link just to introduce your supplier to Payoneer team. We have a huge team in China, for example, and we can contact this supplier and help to onboard this supplier to Payoneer, so you'll be able to pay your supplier for free. So here, to finish my presentation, I wanted to tell you about a very nice bonus we have for you together with One Office and E-Residency. So if you don't have Payoneer account yet, please use this link that you can see on this slide, payoneer.co/oneofficepack. Again, you will get this presentation in your follow-up email, and you can copy this link from there. So if you sign up to Payoneer using this link, and if in first 6 months of using Payoneer, your total loadings, your total receivings to Payoneer will exceed $25,000 in total, we'll provide you with a $250 bonus. So this would last forever. Doesn't matter if you sign up right now or in 2 months from now. Also, as Tõnis mentioned, until the end of April, we have a special offer. And if you sign up using this link, you would not have 1% USD loading fee to Payoneer. So it's better for you to sign up before the end of April. That's it. Here is my email. If you have some questions, I'll try to cover everything what you wrote in the Q&A section related to Payoneer, but feel free to contact me also via this email. Thanks everyone, and again, stay healthy.
Yes, thank you, Leon. We have loads of questions about Payoneer services in the Q&A, so let's start with them. Is it possible to integrate Payoneer payment system in our website or in E-Residence website?
Is it possible to, what do you mean by integrated? So as I mentioned in the beginning of presentation, we don't have checkout solutions. So Payoneer is not something you can use to receive credit card payments on your website. You would need to use like Stripe or PayPal or to checkout, and then you can withdraw received funds from these checkout platforms to Payoneer. So there is actually nothing you can integrate to your website.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it possible to do transactions with Payoneer card in eToro or other stock trading marketplaces, or withdrawing profit on Payoneer card?
Unfortunately, no. So Payoneer has a list of restricted verticals, and unfortunately, based on our terms and conditions, we cannot provide payment services to this vertical. So all kind of high risk, which is crypto, forex, gambling, trading, stock exchange, adult, dating, pharmaceuticals. Unfortunately, we cannot support these verticals, and we cannot provide payment services to these verticals. And also, I wanted to add, Raimo, you asked Tõnis about the jurisdictions and about the countries. Payoneer can work with users from any country, except a few countries from USA OFAC list, which is North Korea, Iran, Sudan, I think, and Syria and Crimea. Other than that, we work from all geographies and users from all countries. So it doesn't matter where you are located, you can use Payoneer services for your Estonian company.
What is the deposit guarantee policy at Payoneer? Is it same as standard EU bank is the question. I think it's not exactly the same, but can you elaborate on that?
It's not exactly the same. So Payoneer has licenses in few geographies. We have EMI license in Europe, in Iceland. In Ireland, and we also have EMI license in UK, in Gibraltar. So we are regulated by these licenses, and all the security refund policies are based on these regulations. So I assume they are not the same as for the banks. This is how EMI institutions are regulated in Europe, in UK. And of course, we fully comply with the requirements of these licenses. By the way, if you are interested in exactly what are these policies, you can go to our website, and in the footer on the bottom of the page, there is a link to the section called multi-jurisdictional licenses. You can go to this page, and you will see all our licenses that we have in different jurisdictions in US, in Europe, in UK, in India, Japan, etc. So you can just check what are the regulations and requirements that we comply with behind each of these licenses.
Okay. Then there is one specific question. A customer says that they opened Payoneer account long time ago, but haven't used the services and it's blocked now. What are the options now?
There are two options. You can open your account using the link from from this presentation, or you can contact support and ask to reinstate that account.
Okay. How can I receive payments with Payoneer if I'm using WooCommerce? Is there if there is no way currently, do you have API for us to code the plugin for that?
So this is very similar to what I talked to regarding Shopify. So if you have store on WooCommerce, you need to use some checkout platform to accept credit card payments on your WooCommerce store. It can be Stripe, PayPal to checkout, or whatever you decide to use. And you can use Payoneer as a way to withdraw received funds from this checkout platform. So again, for now, we don't have a checkout, so there is nothing that you can integrate.
Okay. Then there's a question which you already, I guess, answered, but to make it clear, does using individual Payoneer account is okay for doing online business, or one needs business account? And what is the difference between those two?
From functionality perspective, there is no difference at all. So all functionality that is available if you are opening Payoneer account as a company, same functionality has a Payoneer account for individuals. So the only difference, which is not, I think, very relevant for e-commerce sellers, in Payoneer My Account, there is a section called Request a Payment. This is a feature that you can use to request payment from your cross-border customers. So, for example, if you have a customer from US and you, I don't know, you provided them some services, I don't know, you set up PPC campaigns in their Amazon accounts, and you want to get paid for the services, and you go to this request payment section, you enter your customer's email, due date of payment, how much do they need to pay you, currency, etc., etc. Maybe you can provide some attached invoice, and you send the payment request to this customer using this Payoneer functionality. Your customer can pay this payment request with a bank transfer to your Payoneer bank details. Your customer can pay this payment request with a credit card. So the only difference between individual and company account, that if you use company account, your customer will see your company name in this payment request. If you use individual account, your customer will see your private name in this payment request. Other than that, actually you can use your individual account.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, to make things right, it's from common sense perspective, if you operate as a company, better to open a Payoneer account for your company.
Tõnis, would you like to add something here? You are
Tõnis, you are muted.
Sorry about that. Not really. Leon brilliantly covered this part, I think.
Okay.
Because really, yes, please keep your personal accounts separate from the business account. It is common sense. It's not illegal, but just common sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then another one for Leon. Can anyone send money directly to my Payoneer account?
like I didn't fully understand the question. If you need to receive funds from someone to your Payoneer account, then the answer is yes. So, but Payoneer is a B2B payment platform. So every payment needs to have some kind of business nature behind it. So this can be a payment between two individuals. So you can have Payoneer account as individual, and your customer, your payer, can also be an individual. But the payment needs to be for some kind of service or like wholesale of the goods or something like that. If this is B2B payment, then yes, you can receive payments to your Payoneer account, not only from marketplaces like Amazon, but also directly from your customers, which can be companies, global companies, which can be, in some cases, individuals. But again, this needs to be a B2B payment. If you were asking if you can load funds to your Payoneer account yourself, so the answer is no. There is no self-funding, except one case that Raimo explained that at some point you need to pay your share capital. So we are working on the solution on how you can do it through Payoneer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One more for Leon. Can you describe a bit the pricing model, or what are the costs one will have when he or she starts using Payoneer?
Okay, so we don't have any costs for opening an account. We don't have any maintenance like monthly or quarterly or yearly costs. So our main commission that we take is for withdrawing funds from your Payoneer account to your bank account, or when you pay to your counterparty's bank account, to your supplier or service provider. So this is our main commission, and the standard rate is 2%. So it doesn't matter, you withdraw funds to your private bank account or to your company bank account, or you pay your supplier to their bank account, standard commission is 2%. If your total monthly loadings to Payoneer exceed more than $20,000 per month, dollars or euros, doesn't matter, like starting from this threshold, we start providing discounts on this commission. So the more your monthly volume is, monthly receiving volume, the better rate we can give you. So if you have over $20,000 monthly volume, you can again contact me. I'll send information to our managers, and they can contact you to discuss if we can provide any kind of discounts. So this is the main commission. If we are talking about receiving bank transfers to this Payoneer bank details that we provide, in all currencies except USD, it is free. In USD, like receiving bank transfers in USD to your USD bank details, the commission is 1%. But again, as I said, if you sign up using that link that was in my presentation until the end of April, we'll remove this commission for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I have some questions to Tõnis as well. VAT seems to be a very popular topic. Why should the VAT be registered in the UK or Germany instead of Estonia?
I actually a little bit mentioned this, but this is a requirement of Amazon. Logically taken, yes, you would like to register the VAT number in Estonia where you have the company. But if you're selling physical goods, as e-commerce sellers usually do, then in Amazon, you need the VAT number in the country where you're storing the goods. So if you're selling from Amazon warehouses in Germany, for example, then you will need to have the VAT number in Germany. Same goes for the UK. So if you, for example, do some other e-commerce, you specifically want to sell in Estonia, and you, for example, rent a warehouse in Estonia, then you can also register the VAT number in Estonia. But yeah, this would be off Amazon platform, as they do not sell here, do not provide their services here. But it's a good question. It's a logical question, but yeah, in short, short answer is it's a requirement from Amazon to register those numbers in UK or Germany.
Mm-hmm. Then one e-resident wants to be sure to understand after the Brexit, is UK VAT still suitable?
We do not know that yet. We really don't know what will going to happen. It's been 4, 5, 6 years now. How long has it been? But we don't have any details. The service providers essentially don't have details what is going to happen. But most likely the VAT will be affected. But I assume that if you're selling on UK Amazon, then you can still use the same VAT number. I don't think that it will change. What will happen is that if you're doing business between UK and EU, then that will change the VAT situation. But I do not have more information about this, unfortunately.
Okay. Could you manage VAT for sales in Canada and US?
This is a topic that I'm a bit familiar with. So we have clients who do same business on Amazon in UK and Canada with an Estonian company, completely possible. But as far as I know, there is no such thing as VAT requirement in those countries. So there are some other restrictions there that Amazon imposes, but to my knowledge, it's not VAT. And unfortunately, since we do not have a local presence in those countries, then the best we can do is investigate for you to see what are the requirements there, but those are mostly the same results that you can find from Amazon web page directly. So you can, in theory, you can get your Estonian company registered on Amazon platform in the United States, but what are the requirements you should ask from Amazon directly? Because we don't have an office there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wanted to add a couple of things on this. So from what we see, indeed, our users who operate as Estonian companies, they do also sell not only on Amazon Europe and UK, they also sell on Amazon US. So as far as I understand, this should not be a problem. And again, you can use your Payoneer account. So you can use your SEPA bank details from Payoneer to sell on Amazon Europe, and you can use ACH details in USD that you can also find in your Payoneer account to sell on Amazon US. So actually you can use one Payoneer account to sell on all Amazon marketplaces all over the world.
So another VAT question, does EU require VAT to be paid for digital services?
I think all of you are a little bit informed about this, but basically what you have is a threshold. If you reach this turnover, then you do need to apply for a VAT number, at least in one of the EU member states. If you sell digital services, then you can actually apply for the number in Estonia quite easily. So there is a threshold, and it depends into what country you are selling those goods. Maybe Raimo, you can also expand on that.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident to go into detail in that topic, but sure.
Basically, you do need to register a VAT number at some point if you have enough sales.
Yes, exactly. Then administrative question, is it possible to switch existing UK company to an Estonian registered company?
Difficult question. Yes, you can do it. But what you mean by that is that you probably want to get your inventory from UK company to Estonian company, which essentially means that you need to have a contract some kind. You're selling one of the company's assets to an Estonian company. If you are the owner of both of those companies, it should be fairly easy. But if there are other people involved, it will get complicated and more complicated. But it can be done. So it's again some kind of legal service, legal contract has to be done, and you will also most likely need an accountant who then lists all of the products or goods or intellectual property, whatever you have in Estonian companies' inventory or assets.
Okay. There is another one for Leon, I guess. If selling services as a freelancer like SEO, digital marketing, etc., then is it possible to receive payments by using Payoneer? I think the question is yes.
Absolutely. So you can use Payoneer to receive payments directly from your customers from Europe, UK, US, Canada, actually from all countries in the world. So there are actually two options. You can provide your customer with your receiving bank details that you can find in your Payoneer account. So for example, if your customer is in UK, you provide them with your GBP bank details. If your customer is in the US, you provide them with your ACH USD bank details. Second option is to create a payment request that I talked about from your Payoneer account. Your customer will receive this payment request on email and pay you for your digital marketing or SEO or whatever services. Yeah, and also besides that, a lot of freelance marketplaces like Upwork, Fiverr, some CPA networks for digital marketers like ClickBank, Taboola, they also use Payoneer to pay their users, so you can receive payments from these marketplaces and digital marketing marketplaces as well.
Mm-hmm. I think the next question was already partly covered, but a clear understanding is always good. Are funds in Payoneer covered by deposit guarantee scheme like in banks, and what is the limit?
I can't answer this question because I'm not a compliance guy, but as I said, we have EMI license and all the requirements that are considered by this license. We of course comply with all of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm just not sure what exactly are these requirements.
Mm-hmm. Right. Then there was a question about other countries from where it is not possible to apply for e-residency. Well, technically there is no list of countries which are restricted. Everyone are welcome to apply. However, every individual case is processed separately by Estonian Police and Border Guard, and they will do the decision who will get the e-residency. We can say that most of the people usually get, but we cannot guarantee, of course. And the other aspect to keep in mind, as you probably already understand from Tõnis and Leon as well, for example, if you are from a country which is in FATF list, it may be extremely difficult to open a business banking account and actually build up your company in a reasonable way. So we strongly recommend you to think through the steps already before applying for e-residency. Then I think we had also another question here.
I saw two questions. Sorry, Raimo.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw two questions about Stripe. So there was a question, is Payoneer integrated with Stripe? So Stripe, we are not integrated with Stripe. This means that you cannot log into your Stripe account, provide email and the password of your Payoneer account and create like a automatic integrated connection and automatically receive payments from Stripe to Payoneer. But in order to withdraw funds from Stripe, if this is European Stripe, you need to provide them with with bank details of Euro bank account, of SEPA bank account. So you go to your Payoneer account, you copy your bank details in Euro, you go to your Stripe account, and in withdrawal section, you insert this bank details of European bank account that you get from Payoneer. So, and you receive payments from Stripe to Payoneer. Stripe actually makes bank transfer to these SEPA bank details.
Mm-hmm. Then another one for Tõnis. Is it possible to pay share capital in parts, and what are the rules for using this amount of money?
Basically, what you can do, if you want to pay it in parts, then I would rather recommend just collecting this money and actually pay everything in with one payment. And once you pay the money, then you do have to wait a little bit until you get the certificate from the bank, and you get send the certificate to Estonian Business Registry, and then the money is registered, the share capital is registered, and then you can freely use the money for your company's business. So this is what I recommend, is that if you want to pay in parts, then rather pay it into your own pocket, put it away somewhere, and then once you have the amount, then pay it in. Otherwise, we have to see when did you make the payment to your bank account, and that it just gets complicated.
Okay. Quick question. Is it possible to open Amazon FBA with one office from South Africa?
To my knowledge, yes. I do have to check the Amazon approved seller list. So again, this is one thing that we'll definitely check if Amazon allows that. And also for that, we have a specialist working with one office who confirms if the account can be opened or not. But from one office side, there is no restriction. So if you want to apply for e-residency, open an Estonian company, then go ahead. We welcome that, but there might be restrictions from Amazon side.
Okay. Now there are quite many very specific questions, case-specific questions about geography and different use cases. We strongly recommend you to ask them directly from Payoneer or one office. We are going to wrap up the webinar now. I would like to remind you a few things. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. there is another webinar about Walk. It's a platform to build up your e-commerce site. So it's basically introduction to the way how to build up easily your own online store. And also more webinars about taxation and other relevant topics are coming in a few weeks. Then recording will be available in our e-residency YouTube channel as well as in Facebook. And the people who participated in the webinar through Zoom will get the link to the recording and the slides as well. And would like to remember one more time that currently it is not too easy probably to get your card if it's already in some of the embassies. In order to get your card, please do contact directly to the embassy your card is to agree the appointment, whether and when you can go and pick up your card. So please be patient with that one, and please do stay safely at home if you are feeling ill. So yeah, that's the situation currently. But with a positive note, I would love to thank you, Tõnis and Leon, for participating and giving a good overview. What are the options for starting e-commerce and the dropshipping and Amazon businesses? And hopefully you will get more questions directly as well. And we also can share the promotion links in the slides that we send to the people who were participating in the webinar. So thank you, and thank you for watching us.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Good luck to everyone. Bye bye.